No. Hi. Um, baseboard. Black PP2XE. Nafia spelar online. Åh. Wow. Er det ikke længere tid siden? Marts, april, maj, juni, juli. Ja, der for det. Og så vil jeg godt have billedet på os, tak. Det er noget, men hvorfor ikke? Så skal vi smide dem i bukserne også. Eventuelt den og den. Hvad kan vi have dernede? Ikke noget. Så det er fint nu, tænker jeg. Ordentlige tackle-bukser. Men hvorfor? Det tror jeg, fordi jeg lige skal have. Ja. Gloves. Et 1911 magasin mere. Please noget 45. Oh, nice. Mà đánh đỡ. Okay. Oh, the ski compass there. Oh, der var det jo. Sgu ikke. Vi gør sådan. Ja. En plads i bæltetaske. En i jakke. En i bukserne. Debat der. Til dem. Yeah. Oh yeah. Usaga. attack. Ah ja, det er sgu da fordi jeg vil lave den vest der. Skins. Fuck det der, det kan jeg sgu samle op. Kuna. En. Der er ikke noget. Yeah. Sojasauce. Hvad fuck er det? Det var bare glitch. Yep. Dial filled up. Der er 5 screwdrives. 94. Tager den der. Den og den. En komma seks. Nu har vi 5. Det er lækkert. Hvor er der flere? Og Deagle 50. Og mere buckshot. Så fuck dem der. Men jeg har også... Hot. En 11 mag mere, selvfølgelig. Hvorfor ikke? Stab proof. Yeah. Så der var 4 magasiner, ikke? Fuck det der. Og det der. Ni. Sexy denim. Kan det være der? Så for resten. Nå, så lad os se, hvad vi kan finde. Hold da op, mand. Hvad er det, der sker? Der er jo simpelthen 20. Ja, men det er fint nok. Og den er på 30. Det er fint så. Den der, den kommer ikke til at gå her. Når vi bruger den der, det gør vi. Den er... 6 kan den have. Skal vi smide det? Yes. Lækker. Det er lækkert, der var round loot. Det er sjovt. Men er helt ærlig, hvad sker der? Det må 50'erne. Otte. Okay. Det var alt muligt lækker ammo. 50 Mac mere. Helt bustet, det gider vi ikke her. Der kommer mere. 9 mil. Hvor fanden? Nå. Okay. Ja, det plads. Det er farligt. Åh. Hvor på det? Mouse. Down the side. Hvad 5 mere? Til at bestemme os for, at Hunt Trader minus 2000. Fem kilo. Kilo. 2,2 over. Syv, så halvanden kilo. Yeah. You know what? That's not gonna change it, right? No. 3 zombier. Skal jeg en tur igennem byen måske? What the actual fuck is that? Respite military. Right. Så der spawner her. Aninho. Oh. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Yo. Welcome, Medellin. You Colombian. Colombiana. Oh, please don't run into me. Oh my god.
Hands up. You there. Hands up. Hands up. Put your hands up. Hands up. Hands up.
How? How do you
Hands up.
do it? How do you do it?
F4. F4.
So you are not typing. You still here, Medellin? Are you Colombian? Since you have named your account after a Colombian city. Or you just like the story of Pablo Escobar? Pablo. Should I go regular GTA Online or GTA RP? Let's go RP. Grand Theft Auto RP. I could go World of Warcraft as well. What do you think? You get to choose. Grand Theft Auto Online, Grand Theft Auto Roleplay, or World of Warcraft. You can type in chat.
Make an army as well, because this is gonna take some time.
Crazy. What the fuck is this stream with them tits all out like that? That looks crazy. Girls, I swear, girls in 2025, they have no self-respect anymore. It's actually really sad. I'm so glad that my 3 kids are all boys. I would wither away in shame if I had a girl who was like, bing, turned 18, time to do OnlyFans content. My 3 kids are all boys. I would wither away in shame if I had a girl who was like, bing, turned 18, time to do OnlyFans content. Could play Red Dead Redemption as well. If I get no answer, I'm gonna go GTA RP. Follower only chat. That's fine with me. I'm not gonna type in there anyway. Oh well, just join to give me a follow. That's cool. I'd love to have had like a conversation. Ah, that's not what I wanted. Maybe it's fine to update it first. So what am I actually at? Am I at like 16 followers now, I think? Yeah, 16. That's good. One way only. Chicago inspired RP server. Damn. No thank you. Schedule for tomorrow. Cayo Perico shortcut.
Once you're inside of El Rubio's compound, head up the stairs, past the Juggernaut in the courtyard, and knock out 3 guards on your way to the office floor. One of these 3 should have the gate key, and if you find the gate key, you won't have to go through all 3 hacks. Instead, you can take a detour to the basement level by jumping the wall next to the main building and open the basement gate to find yourself inside the cell.
Players
Here, you'll
don't
only have
know.
to do 1 hack before you get to the primary target.
I know. So let's see what my schedule is and who else is gonna be on the job. What the hell is that? Tuesday. Hvorfor er den ændret? Den skal da ikke ændres, så. Jeg vil godt have lov til at gå for de 3 timer der. Når Nadja kommer. Ja, det er super. Fedt, mand. Tilbage. Filkenborg. Justenborg. Det er jo mærkeligt. Oh. Literally right outside the hospital, and no EMTs. Nobody helping. Could carry me inside as well. But no. Oh no, no. Rather just let you lie here and die. Waste your time. Ugh. Damn. Damn. So are you gonna help me? Yeah. Finally. With 2 minutes to go. Oh, thank you, man.
Bro, I have to say hello 20 times. Please help me.
What the hell? And Valkyrie getting paid. Where's Oscar? I'm moving. Let's go make some mining dollars. I'm not sure how much money. Oh, I have 6.8k. 461 in cash. I think 461. I have no cash on me. Weird. Should be able to see it, right? Slow down. And again. I have no clue what happens. Not getting fined or anything. Rimelig god Benno, den her. Sådan en lortebil. Skrald bagud. Okay. Oh, the brakes are almost like non-existent. Where are all the NPCs? Just because it's a roleplay server doesn't mean you should take away the NPCs. It's so empty. just get this one up and do this right here. The verdict. Yeah.
The oil paid off for P. Diddy because he was too slippery for the justice system. I cannot believe it. They have now reached a verdict on all the charges, and he has been acquitted of the most serious ones. The Lord of Lube wiggles his way out of it somehow, despite overwhelming evidence to support the allegations against P. Diddy about the decades worth of evil, criminal activities and actions he has done, terrorizing the music industry and so many individuals. It seems like the dawn of dildos is about to get away with a slap on the wrist, and maybe not even that much. He's been found guilty on 2 of the lesser charges, which could carry a maximum of 20 years in prison. But I've completely lost faith in the system here. I have to imagine this is all just now horseradish and barnacles. I think he will probably just get away with like 6 months probation or some shit.
5 counts. We have a mixed verdict here. Again, count 1 as it relates to racketeering, not guilty. Count 2 as it relates to sex trafficking, not guilty. Count 3, guilty. Count 4, not guilty. Count 5.
Welcome to the Radisson Blu 5-star apartments in Gonio, Batumi, developed in collaboration with the leading Georgian company Next and the global champion, the Radisson Hotel Group. Providing escape from the city life, Gonio is a cozy resort just 15 minutes away from Batumi, surrounded by the Green Mountains from the one side and the cleanest sea from the other. This 5-star residence is located on the first line of the beautiful Black Sea coast. All the
Guilty.
Those 2 counts he was found guilty on, that was like Weenie Hut Jr. level charges compared to the rest, and it's something the defense, I imagine, was extremely pleased to have been found guilty on versus the rest. They were so happy, in fact, that reportedly P. Diddy even stood up and started clapping. Literally like a Tumblr fanfic. He stood up, started clapping, and then like his friends and family erupted into applause. Now the judge is considering what bail should be, and we move on to the next stage, which will be the sentencing for these 2 charges, which carry a maximum of 10 years each. He's not going to be seeing the maximum. He probably won't even be seeing the minimum. They might just let him walk away with being forced to play League of Legends solo queue for like 2 months or something, and that'll be his punishment. It is such a fucking joke what just happened here. I actually still can't believe it. It is sickening. So I truly wouldn't be surprised if he just fully walks free from this, and I guess we can expect the grand reopening of Puffy Flavor Camp. Everyone out there, sleep in fear. Make sure you're sleeping on your back, because if you sleep on your stomach, P. Diddy might just break into your house in the middle of the night and shove a dildo up your ass. It is still just so fucking unbelievable to me. I thought this was dead to rights. Not only because of the overwhelming evidence, but also his team
Damn,
wasn't
man.
exactly a cohesive unit. Like, not that long ago, one of his big lawyers quit, saying he could no longer, under any circumstances, represent him, serve as a member of his council. And somehow, they were still able to squeak a win out from between P. Diddy's greased butt cheeks here. I don't know, did they promise, like, freak-off invitations to the jury? I have no clue. I don't get it. I really, truly do not understand how this just happened.
It's a mixed verdict, but it is a stunning victory for the defense. The Mann Act, these charges, these were the easiest for prosecutors to prove, the lowest hanging fruit, merely required showing that state lines were crossed for the purpose to engage in prostitution. We saw a lot of evidence on these charges, did not have that element, Laura, of force, fraud, or coercion, and this carries the lightest sentence of these charges. It is a maximum of 10 years. And keep in mind, when you're talking about maximums, maximums aren't the rule, they are the exception. They're for the most exceptional and severe cases. So now you're talking about a sentence that's potentially in the lower range with time served because he's been behind bars.
Yeah, again, he's definitely not seeing the maximum penalty for those charges. I would be surprised if he even saw the minimum. My guess would be, and of course I haven't passed the bar, so this is just fucking Neanderthal spitballing. My guess would be they'll weigh the time served behind bars throughout this case as like you've learned your lesson, and wiggle their finger, don't do it again, and give them some really light punishment. Very, very light sentencing. And then when he's out on bail or full-blown walks free, I imagine baby oil will go extinct. And I predict that there will be a freak-off the likes of which the cosmos has never seen. It'll be filled with so much degeneracy that it will give birth to Slanesh in the warp in real life. It's going to be a Warhammer 40k event. It's just so fucking despicable, man. It really is.
The fact that these sex trafficking charges, specifically with respect to Cassie Ventura, means that the jury was convinced by the defense, at least with respect to reasonable doubt, that the commercial sex, i.e. the freak-offs, were not connected to some of this violence, that there was not that force, fraud, or coercion element. That is, by far, from a penalty perspective, the most serious. It carried a 15-year minimum. So that is a huge distinction.
Really feels like if you've got enough money, somehow a lot of those very serious, very well-documented things just never really seem to stick in court for some reason. It's so weird how that works. It's so odd how we see that happen so many times. I don't know. Something seems a bit fishy there. From everything I've seen from a couple of lawyers discussing it, the big thing here seems that the RICO charges weren't conveyed well enough for the jury to understand, and that it could have been, like, difficult in the first place as a potential overcharging on P. Diddy, so that was like an uphill battle. Obviously, I don't understand all the nuance to how that shit works in court, like how it all shakes down the fucking Rube Goldberg machine that is arguing RICO charges. I'm not Saul Goodman. But outside of that, the lawyers also expressed how stunned they were that he was found not guilty on the sex trafficking by force and coercion. It seems like, at least from the lawyers that I've read and watched from, they were also very surprised that somehow the jury wasn't convinced on those. That one really did seem like a pretty big slam dunk in the case. Like, at least most sane human beings would think so, but somehow it didn't stick. Somehow it didn't shake out that way. To be found not guilty on those is baffling. Actually baffling. And I went to a live stream where some lawyers were talking. Reading the chat,
What?
it will make you lose all possible faith that there's real people online. There are so many people that are elated, celebrating that P. Diddy is free, and saying he should go as far as suing the government for the charges they brought against him. Unironically, I saw someone donate saying, does P. Diddy have a case against the government to sue them for this? Holy shit. What? I don't know how so many people have been poisoned by stupidity. Like an action, there must be some kind of hole in the ozone layer that's letting pure concentrated stupid come through, and it is just destroying neurons at an alarming rate. Such an unfortunate outcome. There's a lot of people that are now going to need to be looking over their shoulder here with this P. Diddy verdict. One of them being a bodyguard who said if P. Diddy walks, he's going to need to go into hiding. I think that's not an exaggeration. He most likely will, in order to stay alive. This is a dangerous man with an extremely well-recorded history of horrible shit he has done, who is now getting let off very easily here. Now, if you're a sane, sensible person, you're probably pretty angered by the outcome, but we don't live in a world where everyone's sane and sensible. There is a not small group of people, the Free Diddy drones, that are very, very pleased. They're very excited that P. Diddy is going to be most likely getting let off super, super easily. They are elated right now, these fucking weirdos. They're acting like they're part of the crew, part of the ship, like they'll get the invite to the next freak-off. And they are so happy. Fucking weirdos out there. It's crazy how anyone can view this as anything other than a disaster. A fucking travesty where the justice system just failed so many people. Yeah, I'll stop ranting and raving about it. That's really about it. See ya.
At Do You Spain, you have the perfect hire car at just one click. Book your hire car in 3 minutes at the best price guaranteed, with a wide range of cars, which will allow you to have a unique experience with total flexibility. Enjoy Do You Spain anywhere in Spain and in more than 60 countries all over the world. Do You Spain.
on the number with the lowest value.
Confronted with images that convey specific values regarding gender roles. And these expectations not only influence men's self-perception, but also affect their social relationships and mental health. The Manosphere, an online group of men that promotes traditional gender values, promotes its optics as well. However, there is a great deal of irony and almost a certain adorableness in how they often fail.
Hey, whoa, buddy. Why you expressing another man in a cute way? I don't like that. I don't know. I'd never look at my friends and go, that outfit is adorable, man. I like that outfit. That outfit is adorable. I would never say that. Whoa, buddy. Slow down there, Spark.
To live up to the standards of the aesthetics of the Manosphere.
Great ass. Goes out with that loser Patrick Bateman. What a dork.
And the dangerous thing about overly emotional men is that they're dangerous.
Thought the marginalized were supposed to have a voice.
While you are getting drunk and going to parties, I'm actually working on.
I'm not gonna lie, Jordan Peterson been crying a lot lately. I don't think it affects his masculinity per se. And I always think it's funny that it's the same people who harp about mental health and men should be able to cry are the same people that make fun of Jordan Peterson for him crying as of late more on podcasts and stuff. He has been crying a lot though lately. He has.
I want you to deal with your problems by becoming rich.
That's incredible.
Ideal trad wife wants to have as many kids as possible.
What is a real alpha male?
I'm in touch with humanity.
Post-alcohol, post-jokes, and post-memes.
Younger women are more likely to be attracted to men who show dark triad traits.
Remember,
I'm 100 men!
holy fuck, they can't destroy what they don't know.
Delete all social media apps.
Never post your achievements on social media.
Child of divorce, give me a break.
We could basically cut this video short and say everything that fits the cliche is the aesthetic, right? Muscular, rich, smoking, drinking, tattooed sunglasses.
Well, here's the issue though. Before the Manosphere, literally carved into stone is the ideal masculine physique. Cross-culturally, worldwide, everybody's agreed upon one thing, and that is we're going to etch in this type of guy, and it's going to be a guy that reflects strength and discipline. So, you could say that this is a product of the Manosphere, or you could just say that this has been the ideal pursuit for a lot of guys throughout time. And I think it says more, the consistency of it throughout time says more about our nature than it does about traditional roles or the Manosphere's aesthetic. It seems to be pretty consistent throughout time.
But what makes this topic so interesting, in my opinion, are the deviations from the...
Oh, he's grenaded me! Whoa! The kid guys just rocked up. Today's video is kindly sponsored by NetEase and Starry Studio, who bring you the latest Once Human update, which is
this ideal image compared to these male icons from pop culture who have a rougher, more authentic appearance. Alpha males of the Manosphere often appear more groomed, superficial, staged, and cleaner. They are basically just playing dress up.
I think it's none of your business. I don't want you to think I'm triggered by you. I'm not. I saw somebody say that, and I think that's interesting. I think you're annoying, but I'm not triggered.
And everything they wear is tighter than spandex. Also, look at the colors or the patterns. The intent is more Patrick Bateman-esque than rough, dirty Clint Eastwood-esque.
Yeah,
And
because motherfuckers ain't shooting guns no more. It ain't the Wild West. The new status is corporate America, so it's like a clean-cut look. But I think that more people, especially young men, are going for aesthetics more now than ever is a reflection of social media. I think it's because you see yourself so much. I don't think people were meant to see themselves this much. And to be honest, high-status guys have always been quite colorful. Like, let's just be honest. That's been a thing throughout time that's been pretty consistent, too. But I do think that there's something more now than ever before. Like, when I was younger, people were still wearing hand-me-downs. People were wearing stitched clothes sometimes. Now people are so much more focused on fashion brands and getting the highest brand or the best brand.
careful self-presentation could be seen as a desire to put themselves in the spotlight, to be desired and recognized.
Yeah, but who doesn't want to be desired and recognized? Let's just be honest. I think what's more important is what do you want to be desired and recognized for? Everybody wants to be desired and recognized. Let's not with this whole, I don't need anybody to care about me. I don't care what anybody thinks act. Everybody wants to be recognized. It's about what are you going to be recognized for? And I think if you want to be recognized for something that's more positive, if you want to be recognized to be a figure of discipline, if you want to be recognized to be a figure of motivation, I don't think that that's necessarily a bad thing. And we're just going off aesthetics. So anybody that's talking about ideology or what these people talk about that's on the screen, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the aesthetic of it all.
And they want attention and validation. So what I'm also wondering is, who do they want to be recognized by?
The hell?
That's gayer than gay sex.
This is a good video, objectively. I don't agree with like a lot of the points so far, but this is actually a good video. This is a well done video. The aesthetics of the manosphere.
Their online content is filled with cliches. Look, even their logos and symbols they use are as generic as it gets. Quick, name an animal that's supposed to represent strong masculine men.
What didn't do?
I was about to say elephant.
Okay, maybe less cliche? Even less?
Yeah, but I think that these are just all symbols of strength, and I don't think that everything that they're doing is to get the attention of hoes. Like, is that a surprise? And it's like, if guys aren't doing things to specifically get the attention of women, then it's seen as like somehow gay or metrosexual. I don't know what he's saying here. I think that what they're doing is they're promoting a brand to a certain type of guy. I don't actually think that with that video, that small video of them sitting in the rain, it is kind of cringy, obviously, to me as an older man. But as a younger guy coming up, and you see a embodiment of discipline when you used to seeing all these gay boys in the news and everything everywhere. I mean, that looks like something you want to aspire to be. And then he's saying things that you might want to hear. Then you start buying his course.
Jesus Christ. Even when you watch their short form video content from the Sphere, you notice that they often use the same filter. A filter that cranks up the contrast levels to the extreme. I think this is meant to convey intensity, roughness, and a masculine aura. But they just can't help themselves. Sometimes there's even a blur filter added, giving them like flawless skin. This once
Brothers making fun of videos that they're not even posting. You know how many of those like red pill channels there are on like TikTok and Instagram that just repost little short clips of Andrew Tate with some music behind it? There's so many of those. Like, I don't even think Andrew Tate's posting that stuff himself. I think he has like minions that just clip all of his content and just blast it all over the internet. And I'm pretty sure all of these guys do, and they probably pay some of them, to be honest.
Again, contradicts
I know that's
the
a method right now.
and unpolished aesthetic of traditional masculinity. To showcase the unfiltered truth of their statements, they often use soundtracks that reinforce the whole thing.
My definition of a man is someone that can slit a throat and hold a baby in the same day. Some of the most masculine men you'll ever meet.
Dark love to me is...
Damn, dog. I just got done saying all that, then he had to go and say that. Come on, dog. Come on.
The world could hate us. The world could be burning down, and we'd
be slow dancing in the burning room. And if I can't have love like that, then I don't love at all. So all my emojis even, rose, black heart, rose. Real love is holding hands with two skeletons. Real love is getting buried by each other. Real love is she'll take a charge for you. Not that I would have some, but she'd also kill for you. Real love's dark, bro.
Trust me, a theater kid like me recognizes other theater kids. By the way, when you see this setup right here with these text overlays and that filter, you know that you
Starting unprepared can get you this far. Starting with Carflexi's low car rental prices can get you even further.
You are watching a podcast with the greatest thinkers of our time.
No, this is a great video.
Saying is true.
This is a great video. This dude's doing a good job.
Did you know that the pilots of 9/11 were women?
You take the blue pill. The story ends. You wake up in your bed and believe whatever you want to believe. You take the red pill. You stay in Wonderland. And I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes.
Then there's this whole Matrix metaphor.
Obesity comes from you Jews affecting our media.
The manosphere is part of the Red Pill movement, a completely reactionary political ideology that aims to wake people up from the mainstream narrative. You know, the Matrix.
It's the Matrix. 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 The Matrix.
Matrix.
Yeah, the Matrix is trying to frame me, but God knows the truth.
Was Hitler really bad? What's funny about that is that both directors of The Matrix are trans, and The Matrix itself can be understood as an allegory for the transgender experience, at least according to the directors themselves.
Patrick Bateman.
Men in the sphere tend to idolize figures from pop culture. Besides classic alpha male characters like John Wick, Thomas Shelby, Bruce Wayne, or Ryan Gosling, so-called edgelord characters enjoy a special appreciation, especially among incels. Edgelords are characters that stand out for their provocative, violent, rebellious, or nihilistic behavior, like Tyler Durden, Patrick Bateman, Homelander, Travis Bickle, or Joker.
I'm the Joker, baby!
I think this video could go on forever. Like, I haven't even mentioned the aesthetic similarities to fascism, like the fascist body. That would be a whole design study on its own. Overall, I just wanted to point out that through the exaggerated staging of men online, a hypocrisy I think is pretty obvious. Standards that, of course, cannot be maintained.
Yes, they can.
And I'm not saying like we should throw out all ideals. A strong, healthy body is important.
Yes.
I'm just saying, why don't we men just start questioning these expectations a bit more? Like,
because it is bestowed upon you by God to be strong. And I'm not saying you got to be physically strong, but I'm saying you got to be strong in some pursuit. Really, I'm saying you got to be disciplined, because I think even mental strength is a real strength. I think the ability to get up and do something consistently and be very disciplined is a strength. It doesn't necessarily have to be physically strong. And I do think that there's a degree of physical strength that can be unattractive to women, where it looks unhealthy. But what I'm trying to say here is, it is bestowed upon you to be strong as a man. If you are not strong as a man, you are a liability. And I'm not saying you got to be just physically strong. There are many ways to be strong. But you have to be strong in some pursuit. You cannot just be a liability walking around this planet. That's why you can't give up on that pursuit. It has nothing to do with traditional masculinity. This has been a thing. This has been consistent throughout all of human time. And what, we're going to change it because some dudes online are making videos in the dark?
Why do we even associate certain values to our gender identity?
The people who they admire, respect, adore, revere, honor, who they imitate, idolize, and form profound attachments to, whom they are willing to teach, and from whom they're willing to learn, and whose respect, admiration, recognition, honor, reverence, and love they desire, those are, overwhelmingly, other men. Where from women they want devotion, service, and sex.
What? People whom they admire, respect, adore, revere, honor, whom they imitate, idolize, and form profound attachments to, whom they are willing to teach, and from whom they are willing to learn, and whose respect, admiration, recognition, honor,
Yo,
reverence,
Evelyn
and love
Morgan.
and desire. Those are
What up, what up,
overwhelmingly
what up?
other men? Are you
Welcome.
shitting me?
Thank you for the follow. That's very kind of you. SCU. You mean scum? I just haven't changed the name of the stream. I'm actually playing GTA RP. There we go. It's changed to GTA. I'm doing very well. I'm getting a bit tired here. It's very late where I'm at. Time is right now it's 4 minutes to 3 a.m. How about you? Where are you from? I'm guessing the States. Let's ride back to town. Or city, I should say. 131. I don't know how much that's gonna pay me, but I can't be asked to do any more. What? Why can't I get in? Hack the control system. Why would I need that? It's my car. What the hell? Because it's like on a slope. Man, that's some bull. Some bull. I'm from Denmark. If you know where that is. I haven't quite chosen a main game yet. I've just started out. My idea for streaming is that I'm gonna try all sorts of different things, and by the time GTA 6 is out, I'm gonna be streaming on a regular basis. So I'm taking the time until GTA 6 to learn. Trial and error. It's gonna be the thing. So do I need to hack it? This is not your goal. What? That's stupid. So I literally cannot drive away from here, I guess. The vehicle must have an open trunk. Man, that sucks really bad. Maybe if I relog, I don't think that's gonna help actually. Interaction with the trunk. Nah. Payday. Do I need to unlock it? I don't remember. I think you can unlock your cars, I don't remember how. I thought it was E and then F to get in. Headlight seat special H. And that's very, very annoying considering that I drove all the way here. What? Am I not typing? Non-RP. Oh, so. There we go. But why is it not in the chat? Come on now. Nothing's working. That's stupid. Please move this car. Let's try bumping into it. No? Oh my god, it's L. That was the only thing I needed to do. Press L. That's so unbelievably retarded, but at least I can get to the city now. I need to save up for my own car. I want a BMW. Can I steal this one? Ferrari 458. Oh. What the hell? You are not the owner. I don't care. Can I like hotwire it? You still there? Evelyn Morgan. Evelyn. What do I need to do? I guess there's no way hack the control system. This is not your goal. What's that supposed to mean? I think we need music. Nah, not a good idea. My name Jericho. Jericho Kane. X, the key for the cruise control.
Guess you didn't see me.
I can get up like this. Where is my crawl? Where is it? Drunk, scratch, scratch. Empty, 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 empty. I thought there was like a crawl. Drunk dance, hands up, wing dance, rapper dance, dance with jump. What's that? Nope. Male dance, dance with I don't know. Greetings. Greet the crowd. Now I want to crawl. Fall down and what? Yeah, let's have that one as well. He's gonna be a junkie, so crying on his knees is gonna be fine. I'm sure there is an emote where you can crawl across the floor. What was that? Convulsions. I need that one as well. So I think I'm close to the crawl now. Oh my god. Walking? No. In space and posture. That's not it. That's not it either. You still here, Evelyn? Or did you fall asleep? Så sødt lille jumbo har visselul. Nu bliver skoven så dunkel. Nu sover tante, den gamle strus, og næsehornet din onkel. You still here, Evelyn? Or did you fall asleep? Så sødt lille jumbo, så sødt lille jumbo har visselul. Nu bliver skoven så dunkel. Nu sover tante dækkel. Nu sover tante den gamle strus, og næsehornet din onkel.
Today, we're going to examine combat footage from around the world. Navy SEALs smoking ISIS in Syria, Ukrainian mechanized ground assaults, and cartel firefights in Mexico. We're going to analyze the tactics used and give a broader geopolitical context behind each of these clips while treating my PTSD through exposure therapy. Our first clip comes to us from Syria, where the most bizarre shootout of the entire Syrian civil war occurred that almost no one heard about. It involved American soldiers, Russian troops, and Syrian government militiamen all tangled together at this rural checkpoint. It was a classic clusterfuck of a situation. The date was February 12th, 2020, and the operation started as a routine U.S. military armored patrol of MRAPs rolling into the northeastern village near Kashalami, which I definitely said incorrectly. This area lies just a few miles away from some of Syria's most valuable oil fields. Those oil fields were largely secured by US troops and Kurdish allies, the SDF. Because everyone knows there's nothing worth dying for more than oil. It's surreal to watch the footage here. You can see flags from Russia, Syria, and the United States all being flown at the same time at this checkpoint, each by military forces that were operating under different command structures and different rules of engagement. The conflict started because the American troops were blocking the road and preventing the Russians from getting to those oil fields. Keep in mind, by this part of the war, tensions were boiling because just 2 years prior, the US military had killed an estimated 200 Russian Wagner mercenaries at the Battle of Kasham, so the Russians were a little bit butthurt going into this. Ever since, Russia had been testing boundaries and bumping into American patrols. It had become routine. In fact, this Kamshili shootout that's about to happen was the 8th altercation between US and Russian forces in Syria in just a matter of months. Prior incidents included aggressive vehicle rammings, electronic warfare interference, and blockades on key roads like the M4 highway that runs through the entire northwestern part of Syria. It was a pattern. Neither side wanted to shoot first at each other, but both were just itching to make hard eye contact and assert dominance. So what happens next is the American patrol encounters this crowd of pro-Assad loyalists blocking the road. The footage aired on Kurdistan 24 shows evidence of Russian soldiers speaking directly to the Syrian civilians, encouraging them to chant "Get out USA," even though that doesn't sound very catchy. Maybe in Arabic it is. It appeared to be a calculated attempt to stir up an anti-American mob. It's absolute freaking chaos. Before we get into what happens next, when I switched to Jocko Fuel, something in my life changed, and at first I couldn't tell what it was. It was a big old mystery. As soon as my buddies from my old unit found out I was partnering with Jocko Fuel, a bunch of them asked me to send them energy drinks if I could directly. For what it's worth, I've never had people reach out to me and ask for a product like that before. What was going on here? Take a look at the facts. The Go energy drinks hit me like a strong cup of coffee with 95 milligrams of caffeine, but that's the thing. There's no crash afterwards because they're packed with adaptogens and zero sugar. Then, the Molk protein shake has 30 grams of clean, grass-fed protein with zero chalky aftertaste. That's what was happening to me. That's what was becoming clear here, why everyone wants them so badly. That's what changed in my daily routine. I no longer
Roads are just empty.
crash each day. Jocko Fuel is about sustainable performance. Like my old squad leader used to
No
say,
NPCs.
I use Jocko Fuel for the energy to run my business, take care of my newborn baby, and still find time to research each episode with my team. Ditch the junk, fuel up with something that's actually good for you. Go to JockoFuel.com and use my code CAPPY25 for 25% off your first order. The link's in the description. Back to the episode. What happens next is the Kurdish news crew begins filming and trying to get an interview with one of the US soldiers on site. Suddenly, gunfire erupts from pro-regime militia elements in the crowd. If we stop the video, we can see there are 4 separate gunmen aiming at the Americans and firing. The camera jerks and dives for cover. US soldiers are seen taking machine gun fire. A few Russian soldiers can be seen in a couple of frames here running back to one of their Tiger armored vehicles and their BTRs. The firefight ends up escalating. We can see on camera 4 Syrian regime militiamen run to the American MRAP and throw gasoline on it, attempting to light the vehicle on fire, while others in the crowd start firing small arms rounds directly at it. The Americans return fire. In the exchange, 1 Syrian is killed and at least another one is wounded. None of the US troops are injured, although 1 vehicle is visibly damaged. Within minutes, US air support is overhead. 2 American F-15 fighter jets from nearby bases in Iraq conduct a show of force, passing at low altitude, dropping flare decoys to signal escalation readiness. Russian troops mediate the standoff, and both sides pull back. A lot of people probably have no idea how narrowly we avoided a world war, or at least a full-blown international crisis. Exciting news to share with you guys. We just had our baby girl last week. I haven't slept since then. She's an absolute angel and I love her. I legitimately owe everything to you guys' support, so I just wanted to share the good news with you all. The art of war is simple enough. Find out where your enemy is, get at him as soon as you can, strike him as hard as you can, and keep moving on. Last year in June 2024, something bizarre happened. A video of helmet cam footage from US Navy SEAL operations was posted on Instagram. It was then shortly afterwards deleted and briefly scrubbed from online, but it had already been widely shared. The videos were posted by an Air Force drone operator attached to the elite look at how Tier 1 operates. We can see a team of U.S. Navy SEALs conduct a vehicle interdiction operation against a Vietnam target who's driving in a car across the desert. At least 4 Black Hawk helicopters carrying the team fly in low and try to get the vehicles to stop. The fact that they're doing this in broad daylight could mean that they're trying to capture them alive for intelligence. It's also possible that it's just giving them the element of surprise to catch them like this. By confronting the targets on the open road, there's less risk of getting shot in a raid in a confined building.
See, how can I help you,
don't
Wewan?
stop from visually seeing them. So the
See,
SEALs
how
let
can I
them
help you,
rip
Wewan?
a burst from their minigun as a warning. The shots cross about 50 meters in front of the enemy vehicles. The helicopters hover low and deliberately kick up sand with their rotor wash as a kind of psychological tool to intimidate the target and to disorient. Instead of stopping, though, the vehicles veer off the right side of the road. So the SEAL
Available
team
from
delivers
level
another
3.
rip, this time right in front of the vehicle to try to get them to stop, but they continue speeding forward. The SEALs then use their M134 minigun to destroy the vehicle. The M134 is frequently seen used by SOCOM. It fires the 7.62 by 51mm full-powered cartridge with 6,000 rounds per minute through 6 rotating barrels. This is more difficult to
If any vehicle, you should be able to use cruise control or autopilot, as you also could call it. It should be a goddamn plane. When you fly commercial planes, like 80% of the time is autopilot. See it in there. There we go. Low battery.
They're known for being able to fly precise movements with these birds. We almost never get to see how they conduct tactical stunts. Here, we see the series go up the helicopter, fire, activate huge valleys that they have here. This is between two cartels, the CJNG and the Sinaloa cartel, who are still both fighting for control of key trafficking routes. Huge valleys that they have here. This is between two cartels, the CJNG and the Sinaloa cartel, who are still both fighting for control of key trafficking routes through Mexico up to America. We hear there's a drug war going on in Mexico, but we don't actually often see the reality of what that war looks like on the ground, so that's why I think it's important for us to see this. You can see from this clip that took place in Los Garros in June, Cartel del Noreste released drone footage of them deploying a ghetto Pimp My Ride version of an infantry fighting vehicle. It's even got a mounted 50 cal rifle on it, and they're firing off shots right next to a Cartel de Golfo armored vehicle. Those shots definitely go right through it. They're taking drive-by shootings to another level here. There is tons of footage showing how the cartel is now using drones to drop bombs on each other and the Mexican military. It's something to keep an eye on, I think, as they obtain more sophisticated weapons and tactics. In 2025, we've seen the heat was turned up on the cartel leadership, with the leader of the Los Chapitos gang killed in a firefight with Mexican security forces in 2025. The Mexican military is filled with brave soldiers who very often wipe the floor with the cartel sicarios when it comes to gunfights, but this is an asymmetrical battle. It's like fighting an insurgency, they pop up somewhere else. Our next clip comes to us from Eastern Europe in Ukraine with an infantry tank assault straight out of maybe a Russian field manual. This is the Georgian Legion of soldiers who have traveled from Georgia to fight against Russia. They're assaulting a Wagner forces position. You can see the tank laying down 50 cal giant rounds of machine gun fire on the berm of the trench, and the enemy trench is less than 100 meters away as the infantry and the tanks move up together, the infantry using the tanks as cover as they move up slowly. Trenches are hard targets to destroy, and we can see the tank's 50 cal machine gun is suppressing the enemy, but it doesn't effectively take their cover out. So the T-Series tank starts pounding the position on the berm with accurate cannon fire, and that does the trick. The infantry is able to move all the way up to the tough part, which is the trench clearing. We see the assault did its job though, because that violence of action, that shock value of the tank, made the Russians flee out the back of the trench. 14 enemy were reportedly KIA in this battle. Our next clip shows us the difference between counterinsurgency, room clearing, and high-intensity nation-state war. This is the Ukrainians' Omega Special Operations Group. It's one of the most daring raids I've ever seen. They pull up to this giant building that's occupied by a Russian platoon. You would think that they're gonna clear the building surgically, go through it, but no, they jump out, start shooting everywhere, put Satchel's C4 charges on it, and then they shoot the windows to suppress the enemy. We see from several different points of view we're jumping back and forth between of each Ukrainian soldier doing different jobs. Some of them are suppressing fire on the windows, while others move up and plant explosives in key structural positions. This showcases to me how they've adapted and overcome to some limitations. Since they don't have as many glide bombs they can fire, they have to deliver their bombs in a different method, a very innovative one. They also stuff the building full of anti-tank mines, and then they peel off and exfiltrate to safety. The building is then blown up, which if you've ever seen how buildings are made in Eastern Bloc countries, they're pretty solid out of freaking concrete, so collapsing one like that is impressive. That's a lot of boom. One of the Omega soldiers was injured in the raid reportedly, but in return they inflicted heavy damage on the Russian position that day. This next clip comes to us from the war raging in the Middle East, and on a tactical level I found it to be pretty interesting. The IDF is having a tough go of it in the beginning. They take gunfire from a direction that they can't really figure out where it's coming from. The squad moves all around looking for where the shots are coming from. Finally, they deploy a small drone. The quadcopter flies around and locates where the shots are finally originating from. They throw frag grenades into the crawl space and kill their enemy. This clip I think shows us how fast war is changing. When I was in, you never had the ability to have that kind of situational awareness without putting yourself at considerable risk. Next, we move over to Syria, where we can see Western special forces have embedded with Kurdish militia. This takes place in northeastern Syria in 2016. US Special Forces were on the ground training these groups to fight ISIS. They start firing at a kamikaze ISIS truck that has makeshift armor all over it. It's a V-bed, vehicle-borne IED. It looks like it's gonna get away and escape until a Javelin freaking missile is fired at it. This was back in the day before those things were in short supply, so firing one at a random-ass Helix truck didn't seem like a big waste of money, but they entirely smoked that ISIS truck to the core. I've thought about this often. That man and I might have been good friends. We might have had a lot in common. He might have liked to fish. He might have liked to hunt. Of course, they were doing what they were supposed to do, and I was trying to do what I was supposed to do. But under different circumstances, we might have been good friends. Next up is Afghanistan, where we see MARSOC, which is essentially the Marine Elite Special Forces unit. I read the book Level 0 Heroes that was about these guys in this clip. This is Marine Special Operations Team 8222 and their deployment. What happened was on November 4th, 2009, two paratroopers from the U.S. Army 82nd Airborne, Sergeant Sherman and Islip, drowned in the Murhab River in Afghanistan, trying to retrieve supplies from an airdrop near Fob Tod. The problem was, the entire valley was a Taliban stronghold, so retrieving their fallen bodies meant that they would have to clear the entire region to get to them, but we don't leave any fallen soldiers behind. There are a couple of wild things about this clip. The first thing that stands out to me is that the Marines are using ATVs, unarmored vehicles, as they patrol out to clear this stronghold to get to retrieve these bodies. These ATVs allowed the Marines to get up high on these hills and be in an unpredictable spot. It allowed them to have the high ground, the advantage, as they're seen raining down all kinds of bullets and munitions on the Taliban enemy. The second thing that stands out to me is their professionalism. They're shooting, moving, communicating with each other while staying calm. The third thing is it's unusual to see video footage where such accurate shots are being taken at them. You can see the dirt kicking up around this Marine. Though the Marine recording it even says they're shooting at you, Dolphin, as a friendly heads up. Unfortunately, Dolphin would later be KIA on the deployment a year later. We see they drop a 2,000-pound JDAM on the enemy position once they're able to locate it, and they're eventually able to recover the bodies of the 82nd Airborne soldiers and clear half the valley of enemy Taliban positions to restore security for the time being. Let me know if you enjoyed this format of analyzing combat footage from around the world. If you did, we'll do one of these each month on here. And if you like this episode in the series, we already have a bunch of episodes on Pepperbox. The link is in the description, completely uncensored. There's episodes where I react with former Navy SEAL Commander Jocko Willink on there, and Fat Electrician, Veteran with a Sign, and more. Be sure to go to CappyArmy.com for merch. You can get the Enhanced Interrogation World Tour t-shirt and Spare Parts Squad tabs there. I'm your average infantryman, ending transmission time now.
Do you want to rent a car at your next destination? Book your car at the cheapest price on doyouspain.com. Compare among the top
See, how can I help you, Wewan?